Hi, everyone, and welcome to our demo series webinar. Today's topic is essential retail and e-commerce use cases. I'm Kristen Session, Product Marketing Manager here at BlueShift, and today I'm joined by Joe Hunter, Principal Solutions Consultant at BlueShift. So for the agenda today, we'll be covering 3 essential retail and e-commerce use cases that engage customers, drive conversions, and foster long-term loyalty. The 3 use cases today that we'll be covering are abandoned cart, post-purchase upsell, price drop, and customer stories. So we'll be doing a demo of each, showing you just how easy it is to build these timely, automated essential campaigns in BlueShift, showcasing the power of really an intelligent customer engagement platform. So from personalized customer journeys to cross-channel experiences to leveraging AI and automation. Like I said, we'll also highlight some great customer examples to provide you with some practical insights and inspiration to continue to help you elevate your marketing strategy. So with that, let's get started. So the retail and e-commerce industry is big, of course, with sales forecasted to reach over 34 trillion by 2027. And of course, there's still room for growth, with the average abandoned cart rate being almost 70% last year. And then, of course, with the busy holiday season slowly approaching. The retail and e-commerce industry is also highly competitive and has experienced a lot of change over the last few years, especially with consumer behaviors constantly evolving, the rise of online shopping, social media platforms, and more. And on top of that, customers have endless choice and various ways to interact with brands, both online and offline. So marketers must really adopt kind of a cross-channel strategy that's seamless to align both online and offline shopping experiences, really creating those seamless experiences that adapt to each shopper, as their behaviors change, as their preferences change, and all of that. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Joe to walk us through how to actually create some of those experiences in the platform. And let me stop sharing. Over to you, Joe.
Great stuff. Thanks, Kristen. And hey, everybody, thanks for joining today. So what I'm going to show you today is, as Kristen mentioned, a few different use cases that you can easily create within BlueShift. Today, we've got a kind of demo environment that's kind of set up to kind of link into BlueShift. It's based on our Shopify integration. So look that up on the Help Center if you need to, but it's an easy way to get your catalog information, orders, customer data into BlueShift and really leverage the power of our platform in that respect. So as a customer coming to this website, I can browse through, I can interact on certain pages. I may even add certain items to the cart, right? So I've got this rather fetching pair of shorts that I've decided to kind of add to my cart, but I may not be quite ready to purchase that. And that's one of those situations where it may be that something happens and I got distracted from browsing. It may be that I kind of added to cart. Maybe I'm quite a savvy customer and maybe I want to see if they're going to offer me anything as part of this abandoned cart series. That's the kind of scenario that we're in right now. So as I've been browsing around, those interactions, those clicks, those views, those add to cart events have started to flow into BlueShift, and I can start to leverage that information and really get a campaign based on that. So as I jump into the BlueShift platform, I'm going to start in a campaign journey view. And this is one that's already been set up, but I'm going to go through some of the aspects that we can see in here that will give you an idea of how we can actually leverage that information that we've started to collect. So here we've got an event triggered campaign. So what we're doing with this campaign is we're looking for a certain event to happen. And that event in this instance is an add to cart event. So we've captured that add to cart event that I did with that pair of shorts on the website. What I then want to do is generate a series of communications to go off after that event happens. And I can do that really easily within BlueShift by using filters on the right-hand side here. So I could further filter down the actual event itself, but what I'm doing in this instance is I'm starting to do that within the message triggers that I'm sending. So if we take a quick look at the series of communications we've triggered here, we've actually got 3 separate branches going off, and we've got 3 different channels we're using here. So it's real testament to the power you've got at your hands with the BlueShift. You're able to send SMS, push, in-app, or email all in the same UI. And in this case, we're actually leveraging some of our predictive scores capability as well. So what we're doing here is we're looking for that add to cart event. we're going to look for people that have not made a purchase within the last 2 hours. So we've kind of waited 2 hours to send this communication, but we're also adding a filter to make sure that they haven't actually bought the product they may have added to cart. But we're also looking for people that have a likelihood of engaging on a particular channel. So what that means is we're actually optimizing for the channel that that person is more likely to engage with. That way you can save money. Obviously with SMS, that may be slightly more expensive to actually orchestrate. So you may want to prioritize that. And then further down, you may want to look at push or email as a catch-all kind of message trigger to send. So in this example here, we're previewing this journey for my particular profile. We've got the conditions here. So we're kind of waiting 2 hours. We're looking for people that are likely to engage by SMS and making sure that they haven't bought anything in that 2 hour period. So if they meet these criteria, they're going to receive this campaign here and they're going to receive this SMS message. So it's personalizing to my first name and it's personalizing the actual content of my cart as well. So all of that information gets stored in the event that comes across to Blueshift. You can then leverage that information as well. If I didn't meet this criteria, what would happen is I would move into this side part of the journey. So instead of being in the SMS stream, I would be looking at the push messages instead. So assuming that I'm opted in for push messaging, this is again looking for those similar criteria. So we waited 2 hours, we're looking for the likelihood of me being engaged with a push message. And then I'm going to be able to send this rich push message with all of the content and the recommendations, including the contents of my cart. Now, similarly, if I don't meet these criteria, I'd move into the third stream here, and that would be a catch-all condition for sending everybody else that is not qualified for these two an email instead. And you can see here, we're able to do the contents of the cart as well, but also some extra recommendations based on what other products I might enjoy based on my interactions as well. We'll take a quick look at that in a moment. So as we can see, it's very easy to orchestrate different channels and campaigns, and I can further create a series of communications in those particular channels to actually engage that customer and try and make that conversion from that abandoned cart event. So let's take a look at one of those email campaigns that we're sending, right? So we've got this abandoned cart email that's going out here. If we dive into the actual content of that email, we can start to see some of the rich personalization that we're able to use based on the data we have on this customer. So again, we're going to preview this content for my particular profile. All that's doing is it's giving me the ability to pull in that first name information, but I'm also able to use things like our AI and items, which is our recommendations capability. So I can drag and drop a block of this AI and items into my template if I need to. Just so happens there's already one set up. I can click on that and I can configure the item recommendations. So this gives me access to the Blueshift recommendations engine. And that means that I can actually look at, okay, what items have I left in my cart? How can I format those so I can change how they look and feel within the actual creative? But I also have the ability to create multi-layered recommendations, right? So I can look at not just the contents of my cart as part of the recommendation. I can then have a secondary level to that recommendation to say, let's show this person some content or products that they may be interested in based on other characteristics. Or it may be that I want to position the top selling items on the website. All of those predefined recipes are available within our recommendations engine, and it makes it very easy for you to actually create multi-layered, multi-level recommended content. And here we have a deeper look at our recommendations engine and the ability to create those multiple levels of recommended content, right? So we have that abandoned cart information. So these are items that I may have abandoned over a period of time. So here we can see definition criteria for that abandoned. So anything that I've left in my cart in the last 30 days is going to appear in this content here. It's going to be a secondary block here that's based on those items in my cart. So again, I can have the next best item for me to purchase based on what I've already added. Or it could be I have an area of content based on the affinity of me to those products, right? So it could be the top selling items on the site within those certain categories. And again, we can create those multiple levels and multiple layers to that recommendation. It's as simple as hitting the new block button here to choose a new recipe. And that's going to give me some ability to select any of these predefined recipes to kind of highlight the ability of me to kind of cross-sell and upsell different categories. So again, if I wanted to, I could have different brand items, and it's going to tell me the ability to, all the requirements for me to actually include that information in my messaging. So without further ado, let's take a look at what happens once you've made that kind of first sale, or you've made that kind of conversion event. What you might want to do then is set up a post-purchase campaign. So typically these are useful for making sure that that person has enjoyed whatever they've purchased, or potentially you want to get a review from them based on what they purchased, for example. This is a great way to do that. And again, we've got the ability to kind of not just look at those events coming into Blueshift, but also use them within a segment, for example. So this is actually a different type of campaign in Blueshift. It's a segment triggered campaign. So what we're able to do with that is use not just the events flowing into Blueshift, but any of the data we have stored on that customer, right? So in this example, we've got a simple segment of customers that purchased within the last week. So we're taking a look at all of those events that have come in, all of the purchases that happened in the last week. I might want to create very specific segments to do these post-purchase cross-sells. So it might be that I have people that have bought shorts or people that have bought joggers, and I might want to target them slightly differently with the entire campaign. I can do that very easily within the segment, or I can use that information within my trigger window as well. Again, with this particular example, we've got a very simple start point. So we're saying, okay, once people qualify for the segment, so they made a purchase in the last week, we're going to start to send them some communications. Now, in this example, we've got an email, but again, we could start with a different type of creative or different type of message, for example. We can hit the plus icon here, and we can use any of these different channels to actually orchestrate a different message or treatment for that customer. So assuming we've met that initial goal, we've got people to kind of engage, we may want to send them a campaign, and we've got these post-purchase emails going out here. We're doing a really quick 50-50 split A/B test for these different templates, if you like. And within this example, we've basically created a recommendation to say, here's some items you might like, and that's 2 items in this email, but in this email, we're testing 3 items. So again, with that granular control you can get with the recommendations, you can have the ability to really fine-tune the best items to recommend for your customers. Now, if we take a quick look into the email creative itself, what that means is we can actually use that recommendations engine. As you saw in the previous example in abandoned cart, we can customize the look and feel. But also within our editor itself, we have this little wand icon here, and this is going to give us the ability to send or create suggested content. And that's based on a generative AI capability that we've produced. Basically, this could look at the existing subject line. You could actually use it to create message body or something custom that you want to create. And the great thing is this isn't just for English. You can actually choose this for any of these kind of long list of languages. So if you want to create multivariant, kind of language testing, you can do that as well. So what I want to do is when I create a kind of example for this existing subject line, I can choose a demographic group. So let's choose Generation X. And I can choose the tone of that as well. So I can say, okay, let's make it a little bit more assertive, maybe. I'm going to choose my English as my subject line language. And what this does is it will go off, generate the results, and it will come back in a few seconds to actually give me a list of options to actually use within my creative. And you can see how quickly it's generated that, right? So instead of the existing subject line, which is personalizing first name, thanks for your recent order, I've got 5 separate options here that I can use to actually generate and create more of an A/B test. So again, using personalization, it could be check out these amazing deals. Maybe I want to create some kind of FOMO, so don't miss out on these incredible offers. Or maybe I want to focus on discounts or the deal aspect of it. Again, it gives you some good options to generate and use in your testing. Finally, let's take a quick look into the price change or the price drop kind of example we have. So a lot of the time, customers will want to kind of be notified if an item has either kind of lowered in price or come back into stock, for example. And that's something that Blueshift can do really easily through our derived events capability. So that means that you can actually use any events coming into Blueshift to actually generate a derived event. So in this example, we've got the actual payload of the event itself. I won't get too technical, but what this has done is basically looked for a change in your catalog, so your inventory of products. If we've detected a change, such as the price changing, for example, what will happen is this derived event of price change add to cart. So we're looking for that add to cart event. What will happen is that derived event will be generated, and it will also give you some valuable information in the actual structure of that event as well. So here we can see we've got the old price, the new price, the price change, so the actual value that's changed, and also the percentage change, right? So all of those little granular pieces of information, they all get generated automatically, but they're also available for you to use within your campaign. So again, it's really easy to actually say, hey, there's a new price for this item. You recently added it to cart, or you recently viewed it. That item has gone down by X amount of dollars or pounds. That price has changed by X percent. It's all very easy to personalize that information. And that could be based on not just price, but any of these items within the catalog structure, right? So this is also a useful item for particular use cases where you maybe have items that are out of stock when someone views them or browses through them. By looking for that availability flag, we can actually say, okay, this item is back in stock. Let's send some communications to the customer that showed an interest. And here's a quick example of that in action, right? So we have that price change. This time it's based on a view. So maybe I browsed through a site. I looked at a particular item in the catalog. What this is doing is taking that price change view event and the event payload. It's pulling it into my campaign. And here we can see the item that I looked at. So here's the title of the item, the price of the item that it's gone down to, and also the image for that particular item, right? So again, I'm pulling in all of the information into the actual creative, and I can actually see within my content tab that I've got the event product title, the price, and all of the other information pulling in automatically. So again, really powerful. You can still use recommendations, and you can still do the kind of cross-channel marketing that we saw earlier. So you can do that across any channel that you want to. And that's why the Journey Builder and everything that we saw today is really powerful for generating these multi-channel campaigns across all of your activity. And with that, I'll hand back to Kristen.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. I'll share my screen again. So it was really great to see those essential campaigns in action, but I also loved seeing the many ways that you can optimize the campaigns as well to deliver, better results by, leveraging predictive scores, the product recommendations, even generative AI. So as you can see, all three of these campaigns provide great benefits, which a few of them are listed here. So from recovering lost sales, increasing conversion rates, driving additional revenue, to encouraging repeat business and loyalty and more. And with all three of these campaigns being automated and leveraging AI, marketers really can benefit from the increased efficiency in addition to driving that ROI. So now we have some great customer examples that we'll briefly touch on. So first is CarParts.com. CarParts delivers highly personal and vehicle-specific recommendations for customers across all of their channels. So even with 1 million SKUs, the team's able to deliver one-to-one recommendations from their rich catalog to surface the right, car parts to the right person with the right vehicle, and then of course to the right user. So their key campaigns include fully automated cart abandonment, viewed products, category abandonment, vehicle maintenance, I think search abandonment, and also that post-purchase upsell campaigns. The results are 130% increase in message volume, 400% lift in click-through rates, and a savings of 50 hours per week. That's pretty large just from that automation and efficiency piece and, leveraging those recommendations, even though they have this large catalog. So if you want to learn more about this one, you can see how they did that on our website on blueshift.com/customers to learn more. The second example I wanted to call out was Tufted Needle. Tufted Needle also leverages, their rich customer data and the personalized recommendations to deliver one-to-one customer journeys. With the ease of Blue Shift, the team was able to roll out a bunch of new behavior triggered campaigns and workflows such as abandoned cart, brochure requests, 100-day mattress trials, and product upsells based on that previous purchase. The results were 181% increase in email revenue, 578 increase in traffic year over year, 40% in their automation workflows, and 180% increase in using those advanced segments. So really powerful example. Also encourage you to go read that full case study because they do some great things. And then the next customer example I wanted to call it was with Sweetwater. So we recently held a webinar with them. They are a leading online music retailer, and they leverage automation and AI to power many of their journeys, such as the abandoned cart, and have seen some pretty incredible results. So you can go watch Jeff kind of talk about how they think about kind of starting at the finish line and powering those abandoned cart journeys to really drive results. And you can see some of those highlights here on the side. That webinar is now on demand. So you can go, again, hear that strategy behind how they do it, how they leverage recommendations and all of that great stuff. So highly encourage that great example for marketers. And then if you're interested in learning more about what other results customers are seeing, we recently analyzed, I think, over 38 billion messages sent by Blue Shift customers in 2022 across various industries. And some key takeaways were, leverage automation. Not only does it increase efficiency, but also engagement. And you can see kind of the results here that triggered messages had a 41% higher click-through rate than batch messages. Use SMS in your cross-channel journeys. SMS is a huge channel. It's growing. It has great engagement. And we found that SMS messages, part of cross-channel campaigns, resulted in 102% higher click-through rate. And then the other area is use AI. One is send time optimization. Take the guesswork out of when to send your messages with engage time optimization. We saw campaigns using that had 100 or 200% higher conversion rate. And then the second part of that is leverage AI, for the product and content recommendations. You can really use that to deliver those one-to-one experiences, matching each shopper with the best item without having to do all of that manual work. And with that, we saw messages using those had a 166% higher conversion rate. So if you want to learn more about this and kind of dive into the report, you can visit blueshift.com to download the benchmark report for free. You can see the link down below. And with that, that's all we had for today. We hope that you found, this insightful, how easy it is to kind of create those and ways to up-level those essential use cases. So if you're interested in learning more, you can talk to a Blue Shift expert by also going to the website /contact us. So thanks for joining, and thanks, Joe, and we'll see everyone next time.
Thanks for joining, everyone.